Alright everybody, welcome to another Crypto K video. So this is another video about Crypterra, and wow, what a few days with Crypterra. So I'm going to try to recap real quick everything that I've seen the last few days, and apologies to my subscribers out there. I didn't really mean to get a video up yesterday, but real life got in the way, so I'm trying to catch up today on everything and get back on track. So yeah, let's kind of cover it from the beginning. So it appears a couple days ago, I saw a video by another YouTuber called Crypto B. He's mentioned, and a lot of his links are all over the Twitter and Facebook and other sites, and actually in the comments of some of my videos, where a video had been posted where he talked about a friend of his had reported Crypterra to Komodo, who is the provider for their SSL certificate. And what happened here is it appears that Komodo took action on it and revoked Crypterra's SSL certificate, which caused all kinds of problems for people. And I did post a little information about that. My previous video touches on it a little bit, but I was never able to reproduce the issue until yesterday, where, as you can see on the screen now, it still works fine for me in Chrome. I have no issues. I can log into my account. This is my account we're looking at. But I am not able to get to the Crypterra site using Firefox, which was not previously installed on this computer. So this is a fresh install on this particular computer of Firefox. And sure enough, I cannot get to the Crypterra site. Get the same error that people are posting about revoked certificate. So I think it has something to do with a valid certificate being cached with my Chrome browser for some reason. And apparently it seems to be that many new users, people who have never gone to the Crypterra site before, who are just researching it, can't get to the site. So that is really kind of hurting Crypterra in my view, because they can't really get new customers very easily if they can't get to the site. Plus, it creates an obvious trust issue. So hopefully they're working on that. And I was kind of monitoring all that the day before yesterday. And I saw that video and I was like, oh, that's not going to end well. That's going to cause even more problems for people. That doesn't help anybody. So I'm not sure why that guy did that. I think it was a serious mistake, working to try to get their SSL certificate. It doesn't matter if they're a scam or not. It doesn't help anybody getting their SSL certificate revoked, in my opinion. People that are using the site with no problems, all it does is just make it harder for them to access the site to get their hash power removed or pulled out. So whatever. So I went to bed, woke up yesterday to multiple messages from a variety of different locations saying the site was down, can I verify? And I did verify, though I didn't record it, so I don't have anything to show on that. But I can tell you that yesterday morning, for about 3 hours, the Crypterra site was inaccessible to me completely on any browser. It just said not available. And there's a couple other YouTube videos out there. Crypto Shoney posted one showing his results where he couldn't access the site. And then again, I kind of followed all this yesterday, started trying to validate various forums where we could see this information. And then suddenly the site came back up. And as you can see here, right after the site came back up yesterday, Crypterra pumped out 3 tweets about them working on their website. They're working on an entirely new website, more secure, and that the website was down for unscheduled technical work. So I don't know if this really tells us anything. Oh, and the other thing was that they said they will have video from their new data center in February. So, I mean, kudos to them for communicating, because they haven't been the best about doing that. But we'll have to see if they deliver on any of these 3 promises. So we'll just have to kind of follow that moving forward. And like I keep saying in all my videos, and I say in my description below, this is a high-risk investment. So if you don't have the appetite for high-risk investments, absolutely do not put any money in Crypterra. But this is a high-risk, high-reward opportunity at the moment. If Crypterra follows through with some of these promises, or all of these promises, and they do deliver on a lot of this stuff, maybe they won't be quite as high risk. But just for your guys' perspective, I consider Hashflare and Genesis Mining also to be high risk, not as high as Crypterra since they've both been around a lot longer, but still consider them a high risk. There's nothing stopping Hashflare, for instance, from shutting down and running off with everybody's Bitcoin. And I do have a Hashflare account, by the way. So I do have about 13, 14 terahash and Hashflare as well. So anyway, going back to Crypterra, so where we are, a couple of things that I've noticed when doing some research. I think a lot of you who watch these videos are probably aware of this Facebook group that Crypto Shoni created. This is not an official Crypterra Facebook site, even though the name of it's Crypterra Official. Just be aware of that. It's just a community where all the users of Crypterra can trade information. So I think it's a good forum to read about what the latest is going on, what people are experiencing. They talk about a lot withdrawals. So I do recommend joining this Facebook group if you're not already. But reading through all this, it's the same kind of information. There's a lot of people who are getting their hash power finally added to their accounts, and there's a lot of people that are complaining they still haven't gotten their hash power. And then, it's both sides of the fence. There's groups, and actually some of these screenshots you can see here. This guy is waiting for a whole bunch of withdrawals that he processed, and if you look at the screenshots, they're all done in the last day or so, which for me, that's not enough time with Crypterra historically. Withdrawals are still taking a while. I actually submitted 2 withdrawals, and we can look at those right now. You can see at the same time, within a minute of each other, on the 19th, January 19th. You can see here one was at 127, one was at 128. The 128 one processed and did go into my account, my Bitcoin wallet, so it is in there now. And it was about $108 or so, and then I'm waiting for the Ethereum payout to come through as well. Even though it was submitted at the almost exact same time. One completed and one still processing. I don't even have a transmit ID on the Ethereum one yet, though. So I'm watching it, but like I've said in some of my other videos, the name of the game is patience. Crypterra does batch all these together. It seems to be around once every day or so, but this one I did on the 19th didn't process until last night, so it was more like a day and a half. You can see here it got 6 confirmations, and it was actually much smaller than the more recent, some of the other ones, the total transaction. So a lot of them have been hovering around 20, 21 Bitcoins, and I noticed this one was only 6 Bitcoins, which to me means a lot less people are doing withdrawals, or Crypterra is batching them together in smaller batches. I'm not sure which one it is, but time will tell. What else? Yeah, I mentioned people are getting hash power finally added to the account, and I can verify that in an interesting way, in that I have a few affiliates. I'm going to bring up my affiliate screen so you guys can see that. I'm not sure if I've ever actually shared that before. It's not a whole lot. I've got 15 people that have signed up under me, and I appreciate those of you out there that did that. Every little bit helps. And up until, I think, yesterday, I only had one purchase. Suddenly, yesterday, I got no more registrations. It was still 15, but suddenly it jumped to 3. And when I looked, and I can't scroll down because I'm not going to share people's names on YouTube, but I can tell you that one of my very first affiliates suddenly got hash power added to their account, and then another affiliate suddenly got who signed up under me about I don't know, about 10 days ago, finally also got hash power added to their account. So obviously I can't reach out to my affiliates. I don't know who they are exactly or how to get in contact with them. But from my perspective, one of 2 things happened with those 2. Either they bought hash power when they originally signed up and just got it added to their account successfully, or they recently purchased hash power. I think it's more likely the former, because I know a lot of people are hesitant to actually buy hash power right now with the issues with the site. So I can see through my affiliate links that my affiliates anyway are starting to get hash power added to their account, which is great for them, and it also, it helps me, obviously. So to kind of rehash on that, what I originally bought was exactly 23 terahash, and so I've gotten a little bit from affiliate added to that, and I've bought myself 8 mega hash, so about of Ethereum, so 60 mega hash has been from affiliates. So I appreciate it, guys. That does add a little bit to my account, so I'm hoping you guys are getting some value out of my videos. What else? So another thing to think about is that there's a lot of FUD out there. A lot of people are, hating on Crypterra. They definitely have had problems. There's people out here promoting space mining instead, which huge scam. There's videos out there about that. I do not recommend them. And trying to get other people to move away from Crypterra. Out of some of these other, like for instance, I think Crypterra is actually less risky than something like space mining and some of these other sites that are similar to space mining. So avoid those for sure. I'm not putting any money into those sites. But think about this: the people that have the most issues with Crypterra are going to be posting all over these forums. They're going to be complaining. They're going to be upset, and rightfully so. Especially you didn't get you put money in there and they didn't give you any hash power. I'd be upset too. But the people who have no problems at all are not going to be that vocal. They're just going to keep collecting their hash power and cashing it in, and that's what a lot of the people who are having positive experiences are doing. Now, if you dig through all the Twitter feeds, you'll see a few people confirm, hey, I'm getting my hash power, everything's working fine, but they're far outnumbered by the people who are absolutely having issues. So I'm not saying that there's no issues with Crypterra. There's certainly some risks. But I still firmly believe that if you buy hash power using the method that I've outlined in 2 of my previous videos, I'm not going to do it again, that it works 100% fine. It works for me. I've talked to some other YouTubers who have also said the same thing. It works fine for them when they buy it with Litecoin and they use an Exodus wallet or a similar wallet to Exodus to do it, and everything works fine. So yes, I think that's all the things I really wanted to cover in today's video. So where I'm at now is I still consider Crypterra, like I said, a high risk, high return investment. Don't put money in here that you can't afford to lose. I thought, I was on the boat that when the site went down the other day, I thought that was it, and I wasn't really that upset about it because the money I have in Crypterra right now, as you can see, that contract I bought cost about $1,900. And I've only gotten $551 of that back so far. But the money I put in there was a combination of cash out of my Coinbase wallet and hashing power Bitcoin that I transferred to Litecoin before I purchased. But it was Bitcoin that I had earned somewhere else and other investments that I'll talk about in some of my other videos. Again, so if this site goes down today, it's not going to hurt me at all. If you guys are, have your entire life savings in this account, I would highly recommend you don't do that. This is too high risk for that kind of thing. Crypterra needs more time behind their belt, but I think there's a pretty good chance I will get my investment back. And if I don't, I'll cough up to that. But that's how I feel about it right now. Yes, they're having problems. The immediate future will tell if they deliver on any of these promises about a new website and video and footage from their new data center. Hopefully whatever they post isn't stolen from somewhere else on the internet, and that's pretty easily verifiable these days when you can use Google image search. So we'll see what they do over the next few days. Hopefully you guys are still getting your hash rate added to your accounts. I would love to hear any feedback from any of my viewers into my comments. You guys, there's several of you that have been pretty vocal in my comments. This is one of the videos, one of my previous Crypterra videos. So thank you guys for all the information. There's some really good information here. This Ian Green has been doing trace routes to Crypterra to see if it's changing. So that's, we're trying to work together in all these forums to verify everything that they say and see if we can make this site work. So that's about it, guys. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you find these videos helpful, and like if you also find it helpful. And as I always say, stay safe out there.